Greetings to everyone. So today we are going to discuss about the topic of design of gantry girder. So here the given data design the gantry girder. There is given data I am writing here. So design the gantry girder to be used in an industrial building. Carrying a manually operated overhead traveling crane. Overhead traveling crane for the following data. So the remaining data are okay. Crane capacity. So 200 kilonewton. Okay. Next is self weight of the gantry girder. Self weight of gantry girder excluding trolley. Excluding trolley. So that is another 200 kilonewton. Next is self weight of trolley, electric motor, hook, etc. That will come as around 40 kilonewton. In approximate minimum approach of the crane hook. To the girder, that is around 1.20 meters. Next, wheelbase. So next wheelbase is around 3.5 meters. Okay. Then center to center distance between the gantry rails. Center to center distance between gantry rails. So that is around 16 meter, 16 meter. Okay. Next, center to center distance between columns. That is span of girder. That is around 8 meter. Okay. Then self weight of rail section. Self weight of rail section. So that is around 300 Newton per meter. Then diameter of crane wheel, it is 150 mm. So Fe 410 steels are used. Okay, and design the welded connection if required. Design the welded connection if required. And also the support bracket connections. The support bracket connections need not to be designed. So these are all the given data. So first of all, I will explain with respect to figure. Okay. So with respect to top view, so here the columns have placed. Okay. So on the column, we are going to have a girder on either side. Okay. So this span is nothing but 16 meter. That is center to center distance between the gantry rails. Okay. And over that we can have wheel loads. So like this we can have the trolley, and this is the center to center distance between the gantry girder or columns, that is 8 meter. So this is the span of gantry girder. So over that we can have one setup. Okay. So this setup is moving here and there. Okay. And here we can have one electric motor setup along with the hook arrangement. Okay. So that it can used to lift up, and over that here also we can have wheels. Okay. So that we can move along in this direction. Okay. Here and there. Okay. Now consider that this hook can lift up the load of 200 kilonewton. That is, they have given crane capacity. Okay. And the hook itself, along with this motor and everything, have the load of 40 kilonewton. Okay. And this load, it can have maximum approach, which is nothing but from the gantry girder to here. It can have the minimum approach of 1.2 meter. That they have mentioned the approximate minimum approach of the crane hook to the gantry girder is 1.2 meter. So beyond that we cannot move, since the wheel to this space we can have 1.2 meter. That's why they are mentioning. So it cannot move beyond this. So that the hook can move up to here, not beyond this. Okay. That's why we can have the minimum approach of 1.2 meter. Okay. So this 240 kilonewton load. Okay. Now that we are going to take it as a factored load, so that factored load is going to act here as a point load, that is at the minimum approach. Okay. Next, self height of the crane girder excluding trolley. So this is our self height of the crane girder. Okay. So excluding trolley. So trolley we are going to add it separately. So this is around 200 kilonewton. Okay. Next, wheel base is 3.5 meter. So from here to here, the wheel base, center to center distance between the wheel is 3.5 meter. Okay. So while calculating the bending moment, shear force, everything, whatever the load coming from here now, this can be distributed to these wheels. Okay. So here we can have two wheels and here we can have two wheels. So if to the individual wheels it is going to distributed. So these wheels along with the self height of the gantry girder, it is moving here and there, so that it will develop the, it is like a moving load, moving from one place to another place, so that it will create the moment and the shear force. So we have to find out the maximum moment and maximum shear force at particular location. Okay. That location we have to find out as a moving load criteria. Okay. Then diameter of the crane wheels is 150 mm and self height of the rail section. So railing section is nothing but 300 Newton per meter. Okay. So this is the with respect to the given data. Okay. Next we should move on to the solution part. So here they have given that FE 410 steels are used. Okay. So that our Fu ultimate stress value is 410 Newton per mm squared. Okay. And FYW and FYF, these values are and all yield stress, so it becomes 250 Newton per mm square. Okay. Next, partial safety factors. Partial safety factors, that is gamma m naught is equal to 1.10. These are all about from table 5 of IS 800 2007. Okay, so gamma mw is equal to 1.50 for site weld. Okay, similarly gamma m1 also 1.50. So this is from table 5. And next we should go on to they have said that manually operated crane. Okay, so the lateral load we are going to take with respect to that. If it is manually, we have discussed in the last class, no, that video. In that they said that clearly from class number 2.2.1.3. Okay, the laterally load is based on whether it is a manually operated crane or electrically operated crane. So if it is electrically operated crane, then sorry, manually operated crane, then it becomes 5 percentage of maximum static load. Maximum static load. So longitudinal load for manually operated crane is 5 percentage of weight of crane or crab and weight lifted. Okay, so these are the common things. Now let us move on to the step 1, that is load calculation. Okay, first of all we should move on to this portion, this 16-meter length. So this is 16-meter length we are having crane, then this trolley arrangement, and we can have the support like a simply supported. So the gantry girder is going to design as a laterally unsupported beam. Okay, so maximum wheel load, okay, that we are going to calculate right now. Okay, so maximum concentrated load on crane. So this is nothing but crane capacity plus weight of trolley motor, okay, hook, etc. Okay, so crane capacity we know that 200 kilonewton, the given data. This is around 40 kilonewton. So this will be act as a point load, so it is become 240 kilonewton. Therefore factored load on crane is equal to 1.5 into this 240. It becomes 360 kilonewton. Okay, so I will draw one diagram. So with respect to 16 kilometer, okay, 16 meter. So with respect to 16-meter span, either I can take this side or this side, which means that minimum approach distance I can take either this end or this end, whatever it may be, both are similar. Okay, so I'm going to take any one of the side. So in the minimum approach of 1.2 meter, the maximum factored load, that is concentrated 360 kilonewton, is going to act. Okay, now I have to calculate the what it is, self weight of the crane. Okay, that will be that is the load is going to act as a UDL. Okay, So that I am going to take calculate. Okay. Uh, the self weight of crane as UDL. Okay. So they have given that 200 kilonewton meter. Okay, that is self weight of the crane girder excluding trolley. Okay, so 200 kilonewton. So 200 kilonewton is the point load. So divided by span, if I am going to give, I will convert this one as a kilonewton per meter. So it becomes 12.5 kilonewton per meter. Okay, so that factored self weight 1.5 into 12.5. So it becomes 18.75 kilonewton per meter. Now this one I am going to give as a UDL throughout the span. So if I am going to give, okay, I'm going to take, this is span NDA and this is NDB. So here we can have wheel loads, this end and this end. Okay, refer this figure 1. So right now I'm calculating from here to here. Okay, right now I'm calculating from here to here. Here I'm going to calculate the support reactions. Okay, so this end I'm going to treat it as A and this end I'm going to treat it as B. Okay, so uh, taking moment about A, taking moment about A, we can calculate the reaction RB value. So RB into 16 minus 18.75 into 16 divided by 2 minus 360 divided into, sorry, 360 into 1.2 meters, which is equal to 0. So if I'm going to take this one, RB value becomes 177 kilonewton. So reaction RB is equal to 177 kilonewton. So now I have to calculate the RA value. So RA is equal to total vertical load minus RB. So total vertical load here it is 360 kilonewton plus 18.75 into 16 meter minus RB value is 177. So if I'm going to substitute these values, I can get RA is equal to 483 kilonewton. So among them, which one is maximum? 483 is maximum. Okay. Now I can have two wheels here and here. So each wheel going to have the, that is going to share the load, that is the reaction. So that 483 I'm going to take it as a maximum reaction. So that 483 is going to share by the these two wheels. Okay, so here two wheels I can have and here I can have two wheels. So each I'm going to consider as a 483 kilonewton as a reaction. So 483 divided by 2, so it will goes to here and here. Similarly 483 divided by 2, so it will take by taken care of these two wheels. Okay, so individual support I'm going to take it. Therefore maximum wheel load is equal to 483 divided by 2. So it becomes 241.5 kilonewton. This is our wheel load. Okay. Now just to forget about our 16 meter span. now we are going to design the gantry girder. So the gantry girder is how placed or else it is running in this direction. Okay, so from here to here it is running. Okay, so for this the span is 8 meter, and over the 8 meter we can have wheel loads and along with the self weight. Okay, so now let us move on to the design of gantry girder steps. So here what is the shear force and bending moment, those things we are going to calculate. Then after we will move on to the section selection. Okay, so step 2, bending moment calculation. Okay, so here I already said uh, gantry girder we are having the span of 8 meter length. Okay, uh, here we can have self weight of the gantry girder that we have to act as a UDL, so that we are going to calculate it first. Then after we can have two wheel loads. Okay, so wheel 1 have the loads of 241.5 kilonewton, and wheel 2 have the load of 241.5 kilonewton, and it have the wheel base of 3.5 meters from the given data. Okay, so the distance between two wheels going to divided by 4, so that the one fourth of the distance, how much, 3.5 divided by 4, 0.875. So from this wheel end you can take this 0.875 meters. Okay, and the balance is 2.625 meters. Okay, so this centroid is going to place over the centroid of the beam, that is 4 meter span and 4 meter span. If I'm going to place like this, I can get the maximum bending moment. Okay, so 241.5 kilonewton, and here it is 241.5 kilonewton. So from here to here the distance is 0.875 meter, and from here to here it is 2.625 meters. Okay, so the centroid of the section is going to be placed like this. So this will give the maximum bending moment. So now I'm going to take this support as C and this support as D. Okay, now I have to calculate the self weight of the gantry girder. Okay, that I am going to take it right now. So first thing, what is the dead load and all acting? Okay, so dead load on the girder. Okay, that is self weight of girder plus self weight of rail section. Self weight of rail section. So self weight of gantry girder I'm going to assume as 2000 Newton per meter, and self weight, this value I have assumed. Okay, assumed as 2000 Newton per meter, that is 2 kilonewton per meter. And self weight of rail I am going to take, that is the given data, 300 Newton per meter. So it becomes 2300 Newton per meter, which is nothing but 2.3 kilonewton per meter. Therefore, factored dead load, factored dead load of girder is equal to 1.5 into 2.3. So it becomes 3.45 kilonewton per meter. So this is our dead load on the gantry girder, which is acting as a UDL. Okay. Now, corresponding to this value, we have to calculate the reactions of RC and RD. Bending moment. Okay, among them, which one is maximum? Based on that, we are going to. Okay, so here we are going to separate into two categories. One is only considering the wheel load, and then after only considering the UDL. So based on that, we are going to calculate the bending moment at mid span. Okay, this I'm going to take it as a point E, small letter I'm going. Okay, so let us consider only the wheel loads C and D. So this is point E, mid span 4 meter and 4 meter. So here I'm having the wheel load of 241.5 kilonewton. It is 0.875 meter, and here I can have another point load of two wheel load of kilonewton having the distance of 2.625 meters. Okay, so now and another one has 8 meter span. Total UDL we can have as a value of 3.45 kilonewton per meter as a dead load. So C and D. Okay, so let us bending moment due to the bending moment due to live load, that is nothing but wheel load. Okay, so which is equal to how to calculate the reactions RC and RD. Okay, so taking moment about C is equal to 0. Therefore, RD into 8 minus 241.5 into 4.875 minus 241.5 into this distance. So 4 minus 2.625 becomes 1.375 meters. 1.375 is equal to 0. Therefore, RD becomes 188.67 kilonewton. Okay, next I have to calculate RC. So total vertical load minus RD. So total vertical load here it is 241.5 into 2 minus uh, RD value 188.67. If I am going to give this, RC becomes 294.33. 294.33 kilonewtons. So RC and RD value. Therefore, moment at point C.
தெரியல இப்போ அது ஏதோ ஆஃப்லைனில் பண்ணுறாங்களாமோ அதனால இப்போ தான் முரளி மெசேஜ் மெயில் அனுப்பிச்சு ஃபார்மேட்